to guide you and teach you the sports betting market.
Weekend six-pack available right now. 888-366-3733, 888-366-3733. Oregon, Ohio State goes at noon. Iowa State at 4:30. Texas, Arkansas at 7. And then 3 tomorrow in the NFL. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, San Francisco, Detroit, Cleveland, Kansas City. Call now. Get all 6 absolutely free. 888-366-3733. 888-366-3733. Call now. 888-366-3733.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Coming right up, another fun Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you. The Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Amen. That was perfect. Thank you so much, sir. You are one take and done. So you've been doing this a long time.
A little bit, yes. Good. You happy with it?
I'm very happy. Thank you so much, Dick. And then as it gets closer, I'll send you the rundown again when we're about a week or so out. And
no
okay,
problem.
Great, wonderful.
All right.
Thanks again.
Vince.
All right, have a good night.
Look forward to it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is home for the Dan Patrick Show.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams. Right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Road trip.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Good morning. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. Vince DeLisio coming to you live from the road again. I'm out in Deming, New Mexico. I actually made it a little bit further this week. Found a solid signal. Had a chance to grab some breakfast. I'm at a Burger King in Deming, New Mexico. So having a lot of fun out here. So welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. And quite a show we have today. You're probably wondering, why in the heck are you back out in New Mexico? What are you doing? Are you just taking a drive? No, I'm not. I'm actually, there's a purpose for this. I am on my way out to Roswell, New Mexico, back out to Roswell, New Mexico. I was out there last week for a football game, called a game. It was New Mexico Military Institute Broncos hosting the Papago Pumas. And it was the season opener for both teams. It was a great game. Ultimately, the Broncos came away with the win. I'm back because the Maricopa Mustangs are out here tonight. Kickoff time is 7 p.m. local time. It would be 6 p.m. in Arizona. We'll be broadcasting that game as well. There's links to it on Facebook and Twitter. Find it and watch it, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting back out there. I'm about 4.5 hours away. So let's talk a little bit about the show. First of all, in our first segment, and I am so happy, so ecstatic that you could take time and listen this morning, starting your Saturday off. You do have a choice. You could do nothing, lay in bed, and listen to the show if you want, or do nothing, not listen to the show. You could watch something else or listen to something else. But the fact that you chose this program really makes me feel good. It really pumps me up and gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling about starting the Saturday off on a good note and getting out there and getting some things done. So that being said, our first segment, we're going to do a recap of the Thursday night high school football game of the week. It was a great game between what is turning out to be a pretty darn good rivalry. Campo Verde Coyotes out in Gilbert hosting the Cactus Shadows Falcons. We'll be joined by head football coach of the Coyotes, Ryan Freeman, and the play-by-play broadcaster, Mr. Matt Venezia. We'll go to them in just a moment. In the second segment, we're going to talk to Maricopa Mustangs head football coach Doug Madosky, Sonoran Sidewinders head football coach Darius Kelly. The Sidewinders are based in Tucson, and they're a part of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. They host Arizona Christian University's what they call club team. It's their JV team, for lack of a better phrase, a developmental team, and they'll be hosting that game. And then we'll have a chat with tonight's broadcast partner for the NIMI game, Mr. Jeff Gunn. He is the sports information director out at New Mexico Military. He's a great guy, and he's done a lot to accommodate us in getting our broadcast going. So looking forward to talking to him in that second segment. Midway through the show, we're going to check in with Coach Jason Mons, Saguaro High School SaberCat report. And Coach Mons, the football coach, narrowly escaped with a win last night over ALA Queen Creek, the Patriots. So great game last night, got the win. And Ryan Sikora, my broadcast partner, will be joining in that segment, along with the Jag Nation. And Canyon View head football coach Nick Garretts had a tough one out at Shadow Ridge last night, and we'll be joined by play-by-play broadcaster of the Jags, Mr. Ryan Blank. In our final segment, yes, there is more to the show. And again, folks, keep in mind, it's only 1 hour. We jam-pack a lot into it. In the final segment, we're going to be joined by our old friend Tyler Mayer with the Fitness Minute. And then, of course, my other friend, Mr. Mike Beal, the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surf Report, to round out the show and start us off with a smile and a couple insults. And maybe we might get a surf report in there somewhere if we get around to it. So that being said, let's head right over and let's get a recap of the Thursday night high school football game of the week with with Campo Verde head football coach Ryan Freeman and play-by-play broadcaster Matt Venezia. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Vince.
Good morning,
right.
Vince. How you doing?
Hey, Coach Freeman, Matt, how you guys doing? Assuming you guys are doing well. Okay, so let's start with Matt. Matt, you called the game. What were your impressions? I mean, it was an electric atmosphere on Thursday night out at Campo Verde.
Well, I'll tell you, the Campo Crazies were definitely keeping the atmosphere as wild as we expected it. A lot of offense in the first half of play. I believe there were 4 touchdowns combined in the first half. A lot of them on the ground. The running attack of Campo Verde was as expected, with Santiago leading the way. Riley Garcia did a great job throwing the football, but also using his legs to get out of the pocket and make some plays happen. But in the second half, there were not that many points scored for really the majority of the contest, as the final score turned out to be 31-12, and Campo Verde getting their first win of the year.
Coach Freeman, what happened at halftime? Did you go in there and kind of give these guys a Newt Rockney and they didn't respond as well as you hoped coming out in the second half, or what happened there?
No. We did a really good job of shooting ourselves in the foot in the second half. We had a lot of opportunities, and we just didn't take advantage of it. And yeah, I wish I could pinpoint one thing, but yeah, we didn't execute very well in the second half.
So, Matt, you had a chance. You worked the game with a student broadcaster there from Campo Verde. I believe his name is Austin Williams. And how did that go?
Yeah, there was a lot of fun. I know something we've been doing on Thursday Night Football is having a guest analyst from each school have something different to bring to the table as far as talking about their school and what we may expect from the team and the culture surrounding the community. But it was interesting because he was a student and not, a coach or someone older. So to have that student perspective about maybe, what the student section does, throughout the week to get the games, hyped up, and he does a lot of work with his sports broadcast club and the school paper, and essentially he does a lot of it on his own, and that was something I could relate to personally. I did, broadcasting in high school as well, so I was able to ask him a lot of questions about that, and he's a dedicated, motivated kid, and Coach Freeman, you got a nice future broadcaster in the works over there at your school. He does a great job.
Let's talk about the Campo Crazies. Matt had mentioned them earlier, and that's your student section. What does that do for the team? Seeing all those students, I mean, that was jam-packed. There had to have been more students in that section on Thursday night that I'd ever seen, and I've been covering you guys the past 3 years, at least 3-4 years. What's that like?
It definitely helps. Having the support of the community, having the support of the kids on campus, and coming out and the numbers they did on a Thursday night and having the energy that they had throughout the night, it definitely supports the players, gives them a little bit of motivation to stay focused. Although sometimes when you get the really crazy student sections, they can distract every once in a while. Because then our kids start looking up and seeing what they're doing next. So,
yeah. Well, I love the push-ups after every touchdown. That's awesome, or a field goal. That good stuff up there. So there's a lot of energy, and it's so positive energy. The families are real positive, very supportive. And I mean, obviously it's football. There's a culture of winning that's been set there. The bar has been set. So. That's the expectation, but it's still nice to get a festive family atmosphere where you can go and have a good time. I saw a lot of parents whose kids graduated 3-4 years ago that are still coming back.
Yeah, well, and that's a big focus with us. The faith family football is more than just words on a shirt. We try to really live up to that culture, that belief, and we want our community to stay involved even when the kids aren't playing with us any longer.
Matt, who did you think, in your opinion, watching the game the other night, who had the most consistent play? Who would you say was your player of the game?
I think Riley Garcia did a tremendous job, really kind of utilizing both the run game and the pass game. The running backs obviously helped, and McGavick and Santiago, from what I understand, were each close to 100 scrimmage yards, so they made it pretty easy for him. But as far as facilitating the run game, when the pocket collapsed, he was able to really, identify and understand when he needed to escape the pocket and, create a play with his legs and also airing it out. He really made it easy for you, Coach Freeman, I think, to move down the field when you wanted to and to really, make Cactus Shadows adjust defensively to your offense and not the other way around.
Yeah, Riley did a great job. It's tough on him. This is a second week in a row where we were seeing a lot of zero, a lot of cover one, a lot just locking up on receivers and putting 8-9 guys in the box. But Riley was still able to make things happen even under pressure throughout the night. He's really grown in that aspect in the last year.
Well, last year he was a first-year starter, and coming off the state championship team, he was playing JV football. He was the quarterback on the JV, stepped right in, did a great job, and he's got so much more room to grow this season. He'll only continue to excel for you. So you got quite a leader in quarterback Riley Garcia, Coach.
Yeah, Riley's done a great job. He's really matured over the last year, on the field, of course, but off the field as well. Being a positive leader in meetings, being a positive leader in the locker room, just helping to continue to develop the team atmosphere. He's a really humble kid, and it's nice to see.
Yeah. He's also got a younger brother, I believe that's a sophomore, that's a pretty good receiver too. So anyway, Coach Ryan Freeman, Campo Verde Coyotes, congratulations on the win the other night, Thursday Night Football over the Cactus Shadows Falcons. Play-by-play broadcaster Matt Venezia, as always, very professional. Thank you so much, sir. Great job, gentlemen. We look forward to circling back and seeing you soon.
Sounds good, Vince. Thank you.
All right.
Yep. Sounds
All right,
good.
Coach
Looking
Freeman.
forward
We'll
to
see
it.
you. Yep, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, Coach. We'll be back out there to catch that Williamsfield game on Friday night, September 24th. Getting a little ahead of myself. Folks, when we come back, we're going to have our JUCO report. We'll be joined by Maricopa Mustangs head football coach Doug Medoski, who will be in Roswell, New Mexico. Join us here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Go Varsity.
Interact with Bob Kim's poll question on KDUS1060.com. That's KDUS1060.com. And while you're there, check out Bob Kent's bottom line at KDUS1060.com.
Hey, this is Leanne from the Humane Society of Marshall County in Benton, Kentucky. And our fur babies fall asleep to the soothing sounds of Vince every Saturday morning on the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life? Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fix Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fix Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this fall for the Thursday night high school football game of the week and a special segment at halftime called the My Recruits Varsity Sports Show Thursday Night Football Tip of the Week. Take it away, Coach Perrone.
That's right, Vince. Every Thursday night, we are going to give a tip and some knowledge for the viewers and the listeners who are getting ready for the big stage. And also, we're going to talk about various recruits, top prospects from around the Valley.
Tune in every Thursday night at halftime of the Varsity Sports Show NFHS Thursday Night Game of the Week featuring My Recruit segment with Coach Perrone and me.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
It's the JUCO Report on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show. News and notes from the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. Here for the JUCO Football Report, we are joined by Maricopa Mustangs head football coach Doug Medoski. Big game this weekend out in Roswell, New Mexico, with the New Mexico Military Institute Broncos. Coach Medoski, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Good luck today. And just wanted to ask you, so coming off a tough loss last week, season opening loss to the Salt River Scorpions, how's the week of practice been? How are you guys been regrouping for this one?
You know, obviously, last week was a testament of one team who wanted to win and came out and played at a high intensity level to win, and one team that expected to win and thought they'd just show up and get the job done. Certainly this week of practice has been a little more up-tempo, I guess you could say, and cleaning up some of those mistakes. And I think when we watched the film, we had a pretty good idea that we played about as poorly as you possibly could play, just blowing assignments here and there. It's tough to win a game when you turn the ball over 4 or 5 times and have it blocked punt for a touchdown. So those are tough challenges to win. And certainly we took one on the chin there, but we know we'll play those guys again later on, and we'll look forward to see if we can regroup and be better. But obviously, we know we're playing New Mexico Military this year, or this week, I should say, and it doesn't get any easier for us. Certainly, the first time we played these guys was a couple of years ago in the inaugural game of the league, and now for us to be able to head over there on September 11th, I mean, obviously, I think the opportunity to play a military institute on September 11th, the 20-year anniversary, we're excited about being able to be over there, respectful of those first responders and the men and women that serve overseas, and keep us so that we can play a game of football. There's a lot more important things, obviously, going on in the world.
They're a pretty well-balanced team. How are you planning on attacking these guys?
It's kind of challenging looking at them on film. They do a lot of different things. They have just enough of the option off of things off of what they're doing offensively to make you play it honest and to make sure that your assignments and your fits are right, to keep you balanced from that standpoint. But and obviously there's a bunch of talent on the team. I mean, that running back they've got is pretty special. If you just get out and go, but it's tough when you're watching that film and you're seeing the puddles of water splashing up all over the place. Obviously, I had a chance to talk with Coach Payne a little bit, and the downpour that they played in after the rain last time with the game, how getting started late. It makes you wonder what is this really the Nemi offense, or are these guys going to throw the ball around the yard more? Are they going to try to run it? Are they going to do more of this option stuff? So trying to figure it all out, we wanted to make sure that we kind of got back to basics of what we do offensively and defensively, make sure that we get sound in protection, sound in what it is that we're doing as far as our fits go on the defensive side of the ball, and be in a position to truly play a balanced game with a balanced.
What are some solid, sound foundations of Maricopa Mustang football that you always know that you can hang your hat on that you guys just do well?
Prior to last week, I would say that we do a pretty good job getting after the quarterback. We historically have played pretty good defensively. We've been able to run the ball, and we've had a decent ability to find spots and take our shots offensively. Last Saturday night, we just didn't hit on any cylinders really. It looked like we were slow, kind of getting beat to the punch. We knew it. We anticipated what they were going to run offensively with a lot of the underneath throws, trying to open up some of the stuff to get the quarterback on the pocket, quick throws because they know that we're going to try to hit him in the mouth. So we didn't really send a lot of pressure, didn't do a lot of that stuff. Just tried to sit back more in coverage. The catch is we sat back and allowed them to just continue to catch the ball in the same spots over and over again. We were just slow to break, slow to push, and then. Offensively, just turning the ball over the way we did. Literally, we're reading the guy that we're reading is where he's at. And we throw the ball directly to him. It just makes absolutely no sense. At some point, we've got to. If the read is that he stays high, we're going to throw the ball underneath. We're going to check it down. Then don't throw the damn thing over the top like we're doing. But I think a lot of that is just a young team. Obviously, we sent 2 quarterbacks Division I from last year, so every year we've had to replace that quarterback position, and that's challenging. It's tough to do what it is that we do and to not have any continuity from one season to the next sometimes can be challenging. Like I said, I think the history of the Scorpions and the history of the Mustangs kind of created this idea that, hey, we just need to show up and we're going to be okay. And the reality is this league has gotten better every single year. And the idea that you can just show up and win, those days are done. I think that early on in the year, you knew you could do some of that, or early on in the years that we started this a couple of years ago, we've had a pretty good idea you could do that. You just simply can't anymore. There's too much talent in every one of these rosters to just show up and think it's going to happen.
Well, and that's amazing, and it's a testament to the job of all of the coaches coming together in the HOCOM Junior College Athletic Conference. And obviously, you guys are out there competing against each other, but you're also working together to really build this league and to make it into something special and to give these young people opportunities. And after the fall of the Maricopa Community Colleges and statewide junior college football, you step right in, fill that void, and continue to create those opportunities for young people and in sending them along. So good luck tonight, Coach. Big one at Nemi in Roswell, New Mexico against the Broncos. It's the Maricopa Mustangs. Head coach Doug Madosky. Thanks again, Coach. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you, Vince. Have a good day. Take care.
So the other game that's playing tonight features the Sonoran Sidewinders down in Tucson. We'll be streaming that game live at Tucson High School, and that's this season's home of the Sonoran Sidewinders football team of the HOCOM Junior College Athletic Conference. They host Arizona Christian University. Joining us on the line is the Sidewinders head football coach, Darius Kelly. Coach Kelly, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, Coach. Good. How's it going down there in Tucson?
It's a beautiful morning down here in Tucson. Everything's going well.
There you go. There you go. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about your team and your opponent this week.
Yeah, just a little bit about our team. Tucson, in the past couple of years, haven't really had a team that has, been able to really get off the ground. And, this year, we're really excited about the guys that we were able to bring in, the guys that, are going to contribute. A lot of local guys, Southern Arizona guys from Sierra Vista, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, Douglas. So the southern areas of Arizona guys, and we have a couple guys coming from out of state, Chicago, Florida,
wow,
Kansas, Georgia. So we got a pretty good solid team this year, and I'm pretty excited about it. I know ACU. Yep, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's interesting because a few years ago you had Pima Community College that fielded a football team. They dropped football, so essentially outside of the University of Arizona of the Pac-12, you guys are the only other game in town for anybody after high school that wants to stay home and still continue to play football.
Absolutely, and to me that's the exciting part with down here in Southern Arizona. I was a Pima Community College grad myself, so I know all about that opportunity for Southern Arizona kids, and it's a wonderful opportunity. And I'm happy that we were able to bring this Hohokam Junior College League back to Southern Arizona because it's much needed, especially for these guys who, put themselves in my shoes as well. Just guys who are overlooked and just not having that true opportunity. So we're excited about the Hohokam Junior College League for sure down in Southern Arizona.
Okay, so I want to know more about this Arizona Christian team. Tell us about these guys coming down there to play you.
Yeah, Arizona Christian. I mean, I was able to watch a little bit of film on them last year, and speaking with their coach a little bit, and you can tell they're a very well coached team. They're solid all around. Their quarterback play as well. They run their spread offense, and that's 4-2-5. They run it very well. So it's going to definitely be a challenge for us, but, we're excited, to see what we can do against these guys in this first game, So they're going to be a solid team. They're going to play hard and fast. I know that for sure. So,
how are the facilities out there at Tucson High?
The facilities out in Tucson High are always going to be nice. We are actually we had to switch our game field this home game to Cienega High School. Out in Vail, Arizona, but they are, that facility there is top notch out there in Vail, no question. And Tucson High, the facilities are going to be very good, and the stadiums are, it's very well put together, so it'll be a good venue for both teams for sure.
Okay, so you guys are playing tonight at 7:00 out at Cienega High School in Vail, which is just east of Tucson.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Obviously, Coach, you can't do this alone. Talk a little about your staff.
Yeah, our staff, we have a really, really great support staff. Where our offensive coordinator, Valdez Honorable, he was the offensive coordinator for the Sidewinders last year. I was able to, retain him on the staff. So that was really exciting. He's a high energy coach. He loves to move that ball around and keep the guys excited at all points of the game, So his energy, our players really, really feed off his energy, and it makes it exciting for the offensive guys for sure. So I'm excited to see, how he operates on game day. Obviously, I've seen how he works in practice, but this is going to be the first time, we've been together on the sideline. So I'm really, really excited about how, we handle that situation on the sidelines. But I just know in practice, his energy, I know our players are going to feed off of it for sure. Our defense coordinator, Demetrius Webb, he was the D-line coach of these guys last year, and I was able to obtain him as well. He's a coach that, knows the game of football very well, relates to the kids very well. His energy, his passion for the game, and the kids, they feed off of him. And, we're excited about, what he can do as well and what type of plays are going to be calling and blitzes and all that stuff. So, this is my first season with these guys. And I'm just excited to see how we handle the game day situations. We did all the situations in practice and pounding that, and I'm just excited to see what we can do on the football field for sure.
Wonderful. Head football coach Darius Kelly of the Sonoran Sidewinders of the Holcomb Junior College Athletic Conference. Folks, they host Arizona Christian tonight out at Cienega High School, just east of Tucson, 7 p.m. If you can't get out there, you can catch our live stream broadcast with Alex Gelman and Jack Pearson. Should be great broadcast. Good luck, Coach. We'll look forward to seeing you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Folks, when we come back, we will be joined by Saguaro SaberCat head football coach Jason Mons for the SaberCat Report. Analyst Ryan Sikora will be joining us as well. He helped me call the game last night, did a masterful job, and looking forward to talking to them. And then we'll have the Jag Nation with Coach Nick Garretts of Canyon View and broadcaster Ryan Blank. Stick around, folks. Thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity.
Check out KDUS AM 1060 on 100.7 KSLX HD2. That's right, HD Radio on 100.7 channel number 2.
Hello, this is Gila Ridge head football coach Jessica Slaughter, and you're listening to the home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com, spelled S-T-E-S-A for style.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
24th Street Dental Biltmore is the place to go for cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign. Doctors Braden, Turner, and the team are ready to put your dental needs first. They are the Valley's Invisalign experts. Schedule a free exam today and mention the Varsity Show for complimentary in-house whitening. From cleanings to more comprehensive dental, 24th Street Dental Biltmore in Phoenix is the first step toward a healthier smile. Located in the heart of the Biltmore, call or stop by 602-468-1135. Proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
HD Radio is here for KDUS AM 1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2.
This is the SaberCat Report with Saguaro SaberCat football coach Jason Mons on the Varsity Sports Show AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. And now, here's Coach Mons.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Wow. Close one last night, but came away with a victory. That was Saguaro SaberCats over the ALA Queen Creek Patriots. Joining us on the line, SaberCats head football coach Jason Mons and analyst Ryan Sikora. Gentlemen, good morning.
Morning, guys.
All right,
Morning,
Coach
Vince.
Mons, let us have it.
Well, I think everybody in Arizona, including our kids, didn't think we were going to get the game we got last night, even though we tried to tell them and show them. But first off, all the credit to ALA Queen Creek. They are a good football team. They're well coached. They played pretty much mistake-free football. They had one deflected pass that we picked off, but I thought they came out and they just executed their game plan flawlessly. They tackled well. They played physical. They absolutely played their tails off. They kept the ball away from us. They converted third downs and fourth downs, and then we made a bunch of mistakes and we shot ourselves in the foot. And when you play a good football team that plays disciplined and physical and mistake free, and you make a bunch of mistakes, then you allow teams to stay in the game. And the longer you allow a team like that to believe in themselves,
the more of a dogfight you have on your hands, and that's what we had last night. So credit to our kids, though. They responded when they needed to, and we made some plays down the stretch. And we I think had maybe a little false sense of where we were as a team after our scrimmage in the first game, and I think now we realize that we got a long way to
go. Coach, I got to tell you, that Logan Hubler, that quarterback, number 15 for the Patriots, that guy reminded me of a combination of Ty Detmer and Max Hall, and it turns out that those are his coaches. So, I mean, is that what you saw on film when you were scouting this kid?
Yeah, I think he's the state 300-meter hurdle champion. I mean, the kid's a phenomenal athlete. And, the thing that shows up on film, and I watched a ton of film of them, I think the one thing I want you guys to know is from a preparation standpoint, from a coaching staff, we didn't take them lightly. We thought that they did some really good things, and we thought that kid was a phenomenal player, super athletic. He doesn't look, like we obviously, we have Ridge, and Ridge is, almost 6'3" and, 215 pounds. And Ridge looks like a Division I quarterback. The Hubler kid is kind of wiry and skinny, but man, he's a football player. He's competitive. Doesn't throw the prototypical, the football, but he gets it to where it needs to go on time. And he can sure make plays with his legs. And I just thought he competed. I thought he left it all on the field. I thought that entire team did. They came out, they a lot of teams show up, they get off the bus, and they step on the field, and they kind of get overwhelmed. And those kids didn't. They were ready to go. And I think it started with the quarterback.
And, Coach, you mentioned you do your research, and you do that for every team. And I did my research for this game as well. And when you looked at it, ALA stood out offensively on the ball. But when you watched the game last night, really what made them competitive last night was their defensive effort. Can you talk about that and if that surprised you at all?
Yeah, well, I think I just stepped out of watching grading film right now with the offensive staff, and I think if you look at it, and they did listen, they lined up and they tackled, and they didn't give us, they kind of played bend but don't break, but really the struggles that we had offensively were self-inflicted wounds. I mean, we had penalties, we had dropped balls, we had fumbles, we had missed blocking assignments. I mean, I think what we wanted to do was there. We just didn't do it and didn't execute it. So, and some of that's credit to them. They did some good stuff up front with some stunts and giving us some looks, stuff that they hadn't put on film at all. I think they got their hands on some film of some teams that have had success against our zone running game, and they did some really good stuff that they had not shown over the course of the last 3 seasons. And so, credit them. But I really think, when we watched this film with our kids, I think if we executed the way we were supposed to, we probably left about 28 points on the board.
Well, Coach, congratulations once again on the win, 2-0. You come away with the victory last night over ALA, Queen Creek, the Patriots, 20-14. You got a bye week this week. Then you've got the test. You've got Chaparral. You're heading over to their place, and I'm sure you're going to be watching a lot of film the next couple of weeks and getting your coaches out there scouting. So good luck, congratulations, and we'll circle back with you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. Ryan, thanks again for joining, and we'll talk to you next week, bud.
Thank you for having me, Vince.
All right.
Hey, you ready?
You are listening to the home of Canyon View Jaguar football, the Jag Nation, on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. And now, here's Coach Nick Garris.
Is you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready?
All right, welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. Joining us on the line, Canyon View Jaguar head football coach Nick Garretts and Canyon View Jaguar play-by-play, the voice of the Jags, Ryan Blank. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. Ryan, I want to start with you. So what did you see on the field last night?
Honestly, I saw a lot of the improvements on the offense last night, especially as the game went along. But, Coach, my first question for you is, this week and last week, the team struggled with taking care of the football and some penalties. How do you plan to address that going forward, knowing that you have to take on Vista Grand this upcoming week?
Yeah, that's definitely a big concern. I think a lot of what we're seeing right now is self-inflicted, and honestly, we got to do a better job coaching and addressing those issues that we see during practice during the week and get it cleaned up. And we don't have time to turn the ball over 4 times and expect to go out there and win the game, or have self-inflicted penalties that push the ball back on, a second down and short, and all of a sudden now it becomes second and long. So a lot of work left to do, and we plan on addressing that stuff this week.
Coach, talk about the overall play these last couple weeks. And, obviously you played a tough team last night, and the Stallions in week one, you went over with the sudden change. You played Peoria. Has the team gotten better, in your opinion?
Absolutely. No doubt in my mind and our coach's mind that we've gotten better, and it's been much improved from week one to week two. Those first two opponents are tough teams. I mean, Peoria was the top 10 4A team, and Shadow Ridge they're up there with in the 6A too. So I think right now we're really focused on ourselves and getting ourselves better, and not turning the ball over and self-inflicting our penalties and stuff like that. So definitely improved from week one to week two, and I'm excited for week three.
Coach, last night you really saw, mainly in the second half, Ashton Zacher really open up with his arm and have multiple plays downfield. What does that help? How does that help the team going forward?
Yeah, I thought Ashton played really well, and I think our line played really well. And our coaches put a great game plan together, and I thought we executed our game plan really well. And we just eliminate 4 turnovers and then a couple false start penalties here and there, and I think it's a different ball game. When we get down into the red zone, we got to put the ball in the end zone. But I thought Ashton did a really good job of commanding the offense and executing the game plan. And he's somebody that is just an athletic kid, and he can go make plays that you saw last night with his feet, but he can also make plays with his arm too. And I think Ashton's going to continue to improve every week as him and I get more comfortable with each other, and he kind of gets a better understanding of what I'm seeing and then executing it on the field.
What we saw last night on defense, you guys at first did a great job containing the run, containing Garcia and Gallardo before he got injured. But as the game went on, you saw Micah Hendricks be able to go up the middle a lot, evade pressure, and then also be able to take the top off the defense a little bit. Was the game plan to be very much to contain the run? Is that what led to a couple miscues at the back end of the defense with some single high safety coverage?
Yeah, so we had 2 blown coverages for touchdowns, and then give Shadow Ridge credit. They came out and made an adjustment with their second string quarterback and started running some power read and had those big runs up the middle. And our guys were there. We just didn't fill the holes. And again, it's just we're a young team. I know we have a lot of seniors, and those are our first senior class, but we're a young team in game experience, and especially game experience with teams that have successful programs. So it's growing pains, and I think the good news is everything defensively and offensively is fixable, and I think that we'll get it fixed and get it cleaned up this week. This is a huge week for us.
What are you most excited about for your next opponent in Vista Grand?
Well, I like to get on the road and take those long road trips and, have that hour and a half, 2-hour bus ride with the kids. And I think it's a good bonding experience for those kids. They get out of school early and they get on the road and really just bond with each other. And I'm really excited for our kids. The big question mark last night was if we have Shadow Ridge close, are they going to fight? And, you go into the fourth quarter and it's 21-20, and we came back in the third quarter and fought back, and we got back in the game. And then you saw some fight. I think that was the most exciting part was when your backs are up against the wall, are you going to fight or are you going to run away? And our kids fought, and they kept fighting to the very end. And, we don't make some of those dumb penalties. It's a totally different ball game. And Shadow Ridge did a great job of coming out and changed up their game plan with what they had too, and you got to give them credit for that.
You saw last night, the team got on the board with 2 early field goals. What was that like, having the confidence in your kicker to come out, make those field goals, and give you that early lead?
Right, yeah. We wanted to – obviously we would like to come away with touchdowns when we're down close there. But, definitely have confidence in our field goal kicker. Our field goal kicker is actually a foreign exchange student from Germany, and he just came out in August when he moved here. But he can boom the ball, and we have a lot of confidence in him, and that's going to come in handy, and it's going to be huge for us down the road where we're going to need him. And I think giving him those 2 field goals definitely boosted his confidence too. So I'm excited for him, and I'm really excited that we can make some changes and get this thing rolling.
Canyon View head football coach Nick Garretts with the Jag Nation report, and play-by-play broadcaster, the voice of the Jags, Ryan Blank. Gentlemen, thanks again. Have a great weekend. Coach, good luck next week. Ryan, nice work as always.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, you too. Guys, when we come back for our final segment, we're going to be joined by our old friend Tyler Mayer with the Fitness Minute, brought to you by Fixed Body Group. And then the Beachin' with Beal, Southern California Surfing Report with our old friend Mike Beal. Yes, he is in Southern California, and that is sponsored by 24th Street Dental Biltmore. We're going to be joined by those 2 gentlemen in our final segment. Should be a lot of fun. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. Go Varsity.
Ready to bring KDUS AM 1060 into your home with Alexa?
Hi, I'm Alexa.
Download the KDUS AM 1060 skill and enable. Then say, Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060.
This is where I start my day.
Hi, this is Kelsey Dickerson, and I start my Saturday mornings the right way, listening to Vince and the Varsity Crew on the Varsity Sports Show from 9 to 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbeterathletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind. Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com, spelled S-T-E-S-A for style. 24th Street Dental Biltmore is the place to go for cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign. Doctors Braden, Turner, and the team are ready to put your dental needs first. They are the Valley's Invisalign experts. Schedule a free exam today and mention the Varsity Show for complimentary in-house whitening. From cleanings to more comprehensive dental, 24th Street Dental Biltmore in Phoenix is the first step toward a healthier smile. Located in the heart of the Biltmore, call or stop by 602-468-1135. Proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Need social information about KDUS AM 1060? Try KDUS1060.com, at KDUS AM 1060 on Twitter, and Facebook.com/KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show presents the Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Get tips on staying healthy and active with locally renowned fitness guru, Tyler Mayer. And now, here's Tyler.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio here, and joining you from a Burger King in Deming, New Mexico. And what a fitting place to do the show for this next segment with none other than a fitness guru like Tyler Mayer. Tyler, I sat down and I enjoyed a croissant sandwich with hash browns and ketchup with a cup of coffee for breakfast this morning, and I thought of you, and I didn't even feel guilty about it.
Well, Vince, I'll tell you what, I'm actually a little jealous. You know, that sounds pretty amazing, but I know I would work it off later today, so that's all right.
Of course you will. That's what makes me sick about it, too. But
Good
anyway.
morning, listeners.
Yes. So, Tyler, we talked about this week, and this is a bit of a somber week because it's 20 years since the tragedy, the World Trade Centers, and 9/11, and we wanted to talk a little bit about a topic that's very near and dear, and that's mental health. Talk to us about mental health.
Yeah, I tell you what, Vince, everyone's going to handle this day, years forward differently. Certainly I want to give a shout out, and we're able to do what we do because of those who sacrifice for us. So thank you to everybody out there listening, first responders, servicemen and women. So thank you. Vince, the big thing is when we talk about mental health, I mean, it can be at any stage in life, with childhood to adolescence, obviously through adulthood. And sometimes the younger the athlete, the younger the person is when they struggle most because that's when they're told, stop doing this, things taken away from them, when really they're just trying to find who they are. But again, it's emotional, psychological, and our social well-being. I think the big thing, I want to focus on, and again, I'm not the expert on this. I want to, give props at, mentalhealth.gov for helping me research this. But the early warning signs, eating or sleeping too much, low energy, yelling or fighting at family and friends that you typically would not, those loved ones close to you. I think the big thing you look at, experiencing excessive mood swings, and the inability to perform those common daily tasks. And I can relate this back now. Coaches, you really need to be aware of this right now. One, here in Arizona, we're still fighting the excessive heat, so we can have that mental lapse with dehydration. We'll plug that hydration once again, but pay attention to your players. There's things that they do typically very simple that they're starting to lax on a little bit. Pull them aside, have a conversation. Let's give extra breaks during our training sessions, but also let's be good listeners to our athletes as well. Those who have positive mental health usually realize their full potential, work productively, and then I like to get into where we come in, getting professional help, doing the best you can to stay positive. I start each morning with a mental health and motivational podcast that are anywhere from 1 to 8 minutes, just enough to get my mind right. And then, of course, we talk about, the exercise component helps with improved sleep, better endurance, stress relief, weight reduction, and reduce that tiredness that can increase mental alertness and those disorders. So, adult coaches, you're more than just a coach. You're a listener. Sometimes we are a psychologist as well. And as a fitness professional, trust me, we get lots of different emotions and individuals that come our way with a varying range of issues. Of course, stay in your lane, know your scope, but anybody can listen. That's for sure.
Joined by the fitness guru himself, the Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Tyler, quick question here in our final 30 seconds of our segment. Age. Does age have anything to do with mental health? Does it affect every single age out there?
Well, you're right, Vince. When I talked about, from childhood to our preteen and adolescence, again, we're trying to figure so much out about who we are, where our boundaries are. And, from infants to toddlers, like I said, we're constantly taking things away from them. And that can be a mental frustration for kids as well. But, as we get older, we try to explore who we are. And certainly when you get knocked down, it's not easy to get back up again. So having that mental toughness is very important, but also understanding what somebody's going through as well. So absolutely, Vince, at any age we can deal with that.
Okay, thanks, Tyler, for joining us. Stay on the line with us, but we're going to wrap the segment here.
The Fitness Minute is brought to you by Fix Body Group with locations in San Diego and Phoenix. Go to fixbodygroup.com.
And now it's time for Beachin' with Beal. Random thoughts from a real Orange County, California surfer guy, Mike Beal. The opinions expressed during this segment in no way represent those of KDUS AM 1060 Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show, its host, or its listeners. All right, so welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. In our final segment, Tyler, I'm glad you stayed on. The topic of your conversation in the Fitness Minute was mental health. You talked about positive podcasts. And this guy is no model in mental health, and he's no Tony Robbins. But joining me with the Southern California Surf Report here is our old friend Mike Beal. Mike,
What's going on?
Hey, Vince, how are you, buddy?
All right.
Well, I know.
We got Tyler too. I don't know.
Hey,
if you
Tyler.
stayed on.
How are
Good
you?
morning, Mike. Always
Hey,
a pleasure.
I know there's a lot of talk, this weekend about 9/11 and especially football. But the big news out here is, and this is no offense to your mom, but last night I made probably the greatest eggplant parmesan that's ever been consumed. It's going to go down in history as the best.
Wow. What makes it the best?
Just the way I make it. I bake it. I don't fry it. That's the big thing.
Okay.
Unlike you, I try to eat healthy.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. There we go. There's the first one. All right. So, Mike, talk to us about the beach. What's going on out there this weekend?
It's been particularly warm, actually. It's we're experiencing quite the heat wave, and most of us don't have air conditioning here, so a lot of people have been going to the beach to cool off this past week.
For our listeners that don't know about this segment, you are where exactly in Southern California are you?
I am in Costa Mesa, California, which is kind of roughly between San Diego and Los Angeles.
Okay.
So our main beach is Newport and Huntington.
Okay.
Probably the two best beaches in the world, especially Newport.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tyler, you ever been out there?
I haven't been to that exact location, but you're selling me on it, Mike.
Yeah, you got to come out. It's great. A good time will be had by all every time.
Okay. So, Mike, give us some wisdom now about the surf and what you got planned this weekend aside from consuming some eggplant parmesan.
Well, this weekend be a great one to go. Waves are nice. The weather is perfect.
Yeah.
And it's summer officially ended here last weekend, so it's not too crowded either. So, and right now, September, especially October, it's just it's perfect here. It's Hawaii style. The weather's nice. The waves are good.
Yeah.
It's the most magical time of the year, in my opinion.
Tyler, I have a question for you. Now, you deal with a lot of folks. You deal with a lot of different personalities. Have you ever dealt with a guy like Mike Beal?
Well, I tell you, I'm going to have to dig deep on this one. I don't know. I think this would be a handful, but boy, I'm open to take it on, Mike. Let's do this.
Tyler, you'd be proud of me. I started playing. I'm a regular participant in America's fastest growing sport, which is pickleball.
I was going to say pickleball.
It is one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life. I love it. I'm playing twice a week. I'm hoping to enter a tournament next week.
There you go. Hey, and Vince, I always say the best sport or the best exercise is the one you'll do. So if that's it, Mike, go get it, brother.
Yeah, I'm completely addicted.
All right, so good luck on that. You going out to Sun City and taking on some of those older women out there, Mike?
Wow, not everybody can eat Burger King 3 times a day and still look like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he won the title for. Come on, Tyler knows.
That's great.
Yeah, fastest growing sport. All right, gentlemen. Well, we are coming to the end of another exciting, fun varsity sports show. Mike, thank you so much. Tyler, as always, you bring so much wisdom and so much education. What can you leave us with, Tyler?
Well, like I said earlier, guys, it's still hot out here. Mike, it's hot out there. Stay hydrated. I know you like my reference here. Don't have a orange urine. Keep it pale and keep it moving, guys. How's that for a knowledge drop?
There we go. Nice. All right. Mike, how about you? Final 30 seconds.
I was just watching a little college football this morning, Oregon and Ohio State, and it made me think about ASU beating U of A. I want to say it was 77-7, and I was just thinking, how great would it have been if it was 77-0?
Yeah.
So that's what I think we should shoot for this season.
All right. Well, that's it. That's the end of another show. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the Varsity Sports Show and all of our guests, Campo Verde head football coach Ryan Freeman, Matt Venezia, Doug Madosky, Darius Kelly, Jeff Gunn, who we didn't catch, but we'll catch him tonight, Jason Mons, Ryan Sikora, Nick Garretts, Ryan Blank, Tyler Mayer and Mike Beal. I'm Vince DeLisio. Thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Have a great week, everyone. NAU football coming up. Go Varsity.
Take care, guys.
Platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter